about a man who chooses his brother to be your best man.
Aww.
Mostly it says, I have no friends. Now, Dillon and I are close. We were so close, in fact, that we used to share a room growing up. And, you know, I remember growing up and wanting nothing more than to have my own room. So, you know, eventually I moved out of that room. And, you know, that room was recently vacated by Dillon. And I should probably stop everything right there to thank Sarah for accepting Dillon's proposal. Because there's a good chance that Dillon would still be living in Mom and Dad's house right now and well into your 40s, so thank you, Sarah. Back to the story. Yeah, so eventually I moved out of the room, and I moved from room to room and really never quite found what I was looking for. And, you know, it was something special that we shared in grade school. And I didn't really realize that until you moved back to Santa Fe from Texas Tech, and we started talking on the phone, you know, every other day, and there was a lot of conversation about moving to San Diego. So I'd ask Dillon, are you looking for jobs in San Diego? Have you thought more about San Diego? Dillon, when are you moving to San Diego? And then, you know, those calls became less frequent. And, you know, then he told me I met a girl. So, you know, it was great. It was great getting to know Sarah during this time. And, you know, I don't truly remember the first time I met you, Sarah. But that goes to show how seamless your integration into our family has been. And, you know, it's just, I can't really say enough about it. It's been great getting to know you. So, you know, let me take a moment to thank my parents, Rachel and Ed Williams, and then also, Peter and Patricia Ives for just an amazing weekend with them. It's really been great. And, you know, the only thing that I ask for my contribution to this evening is Nana and Papu's secret red chili recipe. We'll talk about that later? Okay. I gotta try it. You know, when I first sat down and started thinking about this best man speech, of course, I started thinking about Sarah. And my thoughts went back to family vacations in Hawaii and Pagosa Springs, where Sarah quickly became a fixture. You know, I got to see, you know, I really got to know you, Sarah, for the beautiful, thoughtful, kind, just amazing woman that you are. And I also got to see Dillon and Sarah together, and just the amazing friendship that they have. And I could really see, it was very clear that they're best friends. And those are really the two most important relationship qualities that I look for and that I actually experience with my better half, Kimberly. And that's love and friendship. And I can stand up here with confidence knowing that you guys are going to be together forever, knowing that you share those two things. So cheers. Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Carolyn, Sarah's younger sister, and it's actually kind of amazing listening to Jesse talk about these two, because we haven't coordinated in any way, shape, or form, but a lot of what I was planning on talking about tonight is exactly that, how seamlessly Dillon has come into our family, because I've been talking to family and friends about different big events that have happened and when they met and things like that. And I remember the first time that I heard about Dillon, it was actually during my study abroad in New Zealand, and Sarah was kind of like, well, I started seeing this guy, and I'm gonna maybe get him a cookbook or something while we're out here. She didn't end up getting the cookbook, but it was funny too, because I was talking about actually an experience previous to my trip out to New Zealand, and I was like, oh yeah, and Dillon, and it took me a second, I was like, that was actually before Dillon, and it's funny for me to try to think of a time before Dillon, because he is so much. Sorry, guys. He is so much a part of our family at this point, and I think everybody in this room can truly attest to that. Sorry, guys. So my other part of my toast is for my beautiful sister. I'm so sad. Sorry. So it's actually been an interesting week in our household because, as some of you may know, Sarah and Dillon are obviously moving in together, and Sarah and But Sarah and I have been living together for the last year, and about a year ago, Sarah kind of said, well, you know, there might be an opportunity, and I knew actually quite a while ago, it was 2 Octobers ago, that Dillon was planning on asking. And so it was my last chance to live with my big sister, and I took it, you know, no questions asked, because there's nothing more that I would have wanted to do with the last year. And so this week has been eventful. We've been moving, and Dillon has been wonderful because he's been at the house moving Sarah's stuff back and forth and all over. But I took a little bit of a fall this weekend, and it was like, oh God, right before the wedding, skinned knees, scraped up hands. And it was actually kind of wonderful because my big sister got to take care of me again. And she sat there with me for about an hour when we got home, just helping me clean my cuts. And she offered to wash my hair.
She must have been a mess.
It was pretty emotional. So I want to just thank you both for everything that you shared with me over the last year. Dillon, it has been such a joy getting to know you, and I'm so grateful that Sarah has found somebody that can take care of her and balance her crazy. So to you both, I hope that you can always be patient with each other, because I know it's hard. I hope that you love each other every day, because what you guys have and who you both are is really inspiration, and I've shared that both with you. You've really helped me through so many things, and I'm just looking so forward to the life that you have together. So cheers, and I love you both.
So what?